Hello my dear friends, welcome to Canadian Immigration Channel. This video is about the upcoming year 2020, and we're talking here today about the way immigration changed and about the way to approach it for the future. Let us look at what's going on with immigration nowadays. We spoke before about the skyrocketed scores in express entry. The selection threshold is too high for many of you to actually reach the point where federal government is inviting you. At the same time, the passing year 2019 is showing us very clearly that most of provincial programs are active. There are more and more recruitment events happening for the purpose of getting new applicants to come to Canada. There are more and more job fairs, including online job fairs, targeting applicants from abroad. There are pilot programs popping up out of nowhere here and there. And compared to what it was before, for the last 2, 3, 4, 10 years, if you will, where traditionally immigration specialists were sitting with you together and working on the initial immigration plan and was stuck to this plan, if you will, till the end of your immigration. Nowadays, what is most important is not the strategy, it's tactics, if you will. It's fast reaction to the upcoming changes. It's reaction to the ever-changing scope and environment of immigration. And the way it works is where you sit with a client and discuss with him or her how immigration is working, what it is right now, how his or her occupation could be related to the previous selections from provincial government, and then working from the client's perspective, working with the client's profile to adjust it to those changing needs. I would probably call it client-centered immigration rather than program-centered immigration. And let me give you an example here so that you would understand what I'm talking about. So say we have a Joe coming today with the average prospective score for express entry somewhere close to 300 points, 350, you name it, which is low enough for this gentleman to expect to be selected by federal government. But at the same time, Joe was working as an IT specialist for a few years. Joe was working as a marketing specialist. Joe was working for a few years as a financial specialist. Now, instead of thinking about it from the perspective of federal government and, say, looking at Saskatchewan selections and saying, okay, we will start preparing the documents for Saskatchewan, the right approach would be working on Joey's CV, working on Joey's profile from the perspective of which NOC codes might be suitable for him. What would be plan A, B, C, and D, depending on what will happen with the provinces. Whether we're looking at selection from Nova Scotia or Saskatchewan or Alberta, polishing the profile of Joey, hoping that maybe Ontario will take him if Joey has average command of French, for example. Hoping that Joe will be selected at New Brunswick recruitment event if his occupation could be presented in a certain way. Staying, of course, far away from lying, but at the same time making sure that this major NOC will be changed for this particular recruitment event in the hope that we will target this employer. At the same time, making sure that Joe would be registered for Destination Canada and would not miss InTech Career Expo, which is taking place online, making sure that we will prepare Joey for Yukon pilot, for BC Tech pilot, and so on and so on and so on, and making sure that Joe will be benefiting from the fact that his CV is polished and sending his CV together with Joey, targeting employers, and helping Joey to pass interviews, right? Training him, helping answer the questions. And at the same time, of course, making sure that Joey's bank account is on par with the requirements of Saskatchewan. If you don't know what it is, watch our previous videos on it, how to prepare yourself for Saskatchewan, and so on, and so on, and so on, and so on. So this immigration is centered on Joey rather than the program. And this is how it's supposed to work in 2020, at least everything looks like this. So programs will probably continue to change. Programs will probably continue to evolve here and there, and this tactical approach rather than strategical one will stay there. At the same time, the way we were working before with some of the applicants, helping them to understand what to do next with our immigration consultation stays on board as well. So if you do not want our assistance and you're looking to understand what to do for yourself, what to do with your particular case, you're mostly welcome to come for the consultation where we will be discussing plans A, B, C, and D, how to play around for the worst case scenario where you're planning to come to study in Canada, how to plan with the first and best case scenario when you're planning to come and say open a company in Canada under owner-operator program. What to do if tomorrow Quebec reopens its investor program. What to do if tomorrow I'm looking to participate in Prince Edward Island entrepreneur stream, and so on and so on. This is the consultation. So the bottom line here, if you will, is to select between two options. If you want to come for the consultation, talk to us face to face and discuss and understand what to do with your case. Mostly welcome. Got the link on the website. If you want us to work on your case from A to Z, send us an email, let us assess your credentials, and see what could be done for you. There is no such thing, unfortunately, anymore, no such guaranteed thing when you select one program from the beginning and say, I'm going for Prince Edward Island and I'm sticking to Prince Edward Island. No, unfortunately not, right? Program of Prince Edward Island could change tomorrow. And in order for you not to stay in that limbo waiting for one program to be open, which may never happen, right? You have to rethink it, re-strategize it, right? And work a different way compared to the way most of immigration firms were working yesterday. If you would need our assistance, you know where to find us. Send us an email, drop us a line. We'll be glad to answer your question and address your concerns. Stay tuned with us, and of course, subscribe to the channel.